Hi everyone, welcome to the Dorking RFC Podcast. As ever and as always, I'm your host Lee Nightingale, and with me is Armand. Armand, hey, how you doing? It's been a week or two now since we've done the last one. How you been?
Yeah, I've been very good, thanks, Lee. Yeah, it's feel like it's light at the end of the tunnel at the moment. So all good, thanks. And how are you doing?
Yeah, getting over the COVID. Yeah, feeling much better. Thankfully. Yeah, the symptoms seem to be starting to dissipate, which is great. Obviously, hugely positive that the vaccine is doing so well. It's given us all a little bit of light and a bit of hope that we can have a summer at least by the sounds of it. Which is good. We'll be doing lots of barbecuing or braaiing
Yes, of course.
as you do. So yeah, that's great. And in business world, it seems to have given people a bit of confidence, and things are picking up. So yeah, all good. And yourself, what's been happening?
Well, not much really. There's a lot of planning going on at the moment, and I guess this is probably something we'll be discussing today. But yeah, there's a lot of planning going on to try and to re-engage with the club membership going forward. So yeah, it's been quite busy, and I guess on the business front, as you say, it seems to be there's some more trading happening in the commercial world, and I'm sure a lot of people hasn't been as positively affected as others. So yeah, it's a bit tricky, a tricky way to navigate ourselves back to where we need to be, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah. And of course, we're recording this on Wednesday the 17th, and we've got the quiz night on Friday night.
Yeah, no, quite looking forward to that. And yeah, we're hoping obviously that this will go out on Friday as well. So it's probably the quiz is tonight for everyone listening or watching. So yeah, no, the quiz night will be a great night. And I know Cheeks has put a hell of a lot of effort into getting some good questions in place there, and he's putting in on some players to do some research. And so yeah, hopefully it'll be a good night where everyone can get involved.
Yeah, well, and for those that are used to my dulcet tones, you'll be pleased to know that I'm doing a round.
Oh, are you?
And
Fantastic.
that's not buying a drink. Although I'll buy anybody and everybody a drink whenever. I'm always good for a beer.
Oh,
But
fantastic.
yeah, I'm hosting a round. I'm not going to give away which topic, but look forward to seeing you all on that call.
You can tell me some answers afterwards. It's fine.
No way,
No
dude.
go.
No way. So, wow. I mean, I guess we should announce that we're going to take a pause on the podcast. It's been really great to do it with yourself and with the guests that we've had come on. It's been great to get their views, insights, history, experience, and hopefully that's been something of interest for people. The viewing and listening numbers have been fantastic. So thanks everybody for viewing and listening. And it is a pause, because I think from what we can gather based on the feedback, people enjoy this format. It's different to an email, and it's different to looking at a website. So we'll be doing it again, right? And
Yeah, of course.
this is
Yeah,
only
that's
the end of
great.
the season, literally.
Yeah, got to wait with bated breath for season two. Yeah, no, I think we discussed this as well offline. It serves a great purpose in the current lockdown scenario we're in, and keeping everyone informed with where we're at, and that was the purpose of it. It was trying to engage with people at the club who we'd normally not see or hear from for a while. So it's been great. It's great to give everyone a voice in the club as well, and I think we need to recapture that at a later stage, possibly late summer before the next season kicks off, and we can keep everyone informed with what's happening, what the plans are, dates are, and we take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So season 2, hotly anticipated on Netflix, coming to you in the summer. And if you listen to this and you'd like to come on the show, there's some stuff you'd like to chat about or questions you'd like to ask us, then feel free, email into Armand, and we'll get you on the show. But in terms of updates then, Armand, because obviously there's going to be a big gap between now and the summer, and there's going to be a lot going on, particularly with the building work. So and obviously you send out your RU report, which will keep everybody informed that way as well. But what's been happening with the construction? Where are we at?
Yeah, obviously, I think if we just look where we've come over the last 3 months, it's been quite challenging, and I guess with all the hard work that's gone in by a lot of individuals, it's been great to get us to the position we're at the moment, where we're still on track to complete all the building work sort of by May time, with the opening of the gym end of May, beginning of June. So with the building works, it's looking fantastic, and credit where it's due there to Andy for project management from Crimson, and also to Stanton, who's also our club sponsor, for delivering quite a high quality bit of workmanship. I know for a fact that a lot of the players are getting quite excited with having a gym facility there, which is obviously a benefit of getting this rehab centre in place, but also the medical team is, with the 2 medical rooms, the request of what they would like to achieve within that, to have a better provision to our club membership, has been just a staggering amount of leap forward for the club. And so no more paperwork, pretty much, all these little things that you think should take care of itself at a medical centre, but now it's a good time to get it in place when we go into the new facility. So yeah, it's pretty much there. The balcony floor has gone down today, and there's been a few pictures flying around on Facebook from Ray Slater, and it's just the view from the balcony over back towards Dorking is phenomenal. Obviously not on a rainy day like it is today on a Wednesday, but I'm pretty sure when it's a sunny day down at the club, the balcony is going to be packed. So yeah, I think we're all quite excited with where we're going from a facilities point of view. And yeah, as I said, Andy did a great job, and yeah, fingers crossed we can deliver what we set out to do, and then enjoy it when we get back to it.
Awesome. I mean, this is completely off the cuff here, but obviously with the season ending sort of May, throughout the summer, can you foresee a situation whereby we'll be opening that clubhouse up for any kind of social activities?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've got to look at the sort of, what's it, the 21st of June, when we can have more than 30 people together socialising at this point in time. So when it comes to summer activities, there is the social committee have a meeting, and there's a few events that they are planning, and there is going to be a sort of an informal gym opening ceremony where we can invite a few guests down, and some people who's played for England. I don't know if you say their names, but they're going to hopefully come down and cut a ribbon for us, so the facility is officially open. Nice. Even operationally it might be open before, but you also got a big opening day that we're planning on the first league game at home, which is always a big celebration, and getting all the teams to play at home. So I think that there's a lot of stuff planned with the new facility. But coming back to the summer activities, I mean, there is a lot of stuff. So even that our rugby provision from a youth and a senior point of view, we're going to call a halt on it at the end of May, and in June allow everyone just to take a bit of a reset again, and come back a bit more rejuvenated. Otherwise you have a 5-month pre-season, which is not good for anyone. So we've got actually the seniors has pulled together a cricket team. They're going to enter the Surrey Slam 2020, and so that's going to be quite exciting in June for us to play a bit of cricket. It's funny to see that. And then and obviously we've got the golf day coming up in July, to the 7th, Wednesday the 7th of July, which is quite good for us to see some faces and playing some golf. And there's going to be Wednesday night activities anyway going forward. So your June, July, September, August times are normally when we have Wednesday night touch and have a family feel to it. And the bar will open when it's allowed to do so inside. But as we progress to that end of June, outside service will be allowed. So I guess it's we just got to navigate what we can and can't do alongside playing rugby. And if we just can play rugby with nothing else, then we'll do that. As soon as we can open anything, we will do that as well. So yeah, a lot of things to look forward to. And I know, speaking to a couple of the younger boys in the 16s and the Colts, going into next year, they're all very excited with the offering that the club's going to be providing in the summer months, because it's a building platform and it's new for all of them as well.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. What does the pathway look like to coming back? Because I guess right now, I mean, the information is still sketchy from the RFU in terms of for all sports, I suppose. Really, where there's a roadmap back for golf kind of thing. But how are things looking for us in terms of that roadmap for coming back?
Yeah, the RFU, obviously they've announced, was 2 days ago, they've issued a document saying rugby stage D1 and D2, which is pretty much a guidance document of what we're allowed to do in the first 3-4 weeks when we get back, and then thereafter. So within D1, the plan for us is it's a Sunday club. We're returning on the 4th of April, and it will be the same as it was before. We'll have staggered arrivals with age groups, allocated parking zones. And also all the coaches has been briefed about, we've got to take a register of everyone attending, sanitizing between sessions, and there's also restrictions of what we can and can't do within the session content itself. So there's a limitation on how much contact you can make within a session. But I truly hope no coach will go in full-on contact on the first Sunday back, because the players, if you think about them, fatigue sets in or poor technique, and they get injured straight away. So we've got to work on the technique first, and sort of have a building platform to get back to that stage. And it's quite good to see the RFU have stated that in the documents as well. You've got to really phase that return. I know for a fact that all the players want to go in and smash each other. It's natural, it's instinct, and we all just want to go and do it if you've done it before. But we're going to have more injuries if we don't look after the players properly.
Yeah, Mel and Dan are going to be busy, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the key there, So we've made recommendations as a playing committee. So myself, Dom, Ryan, and Pip have had a chat. We've made some recommendations to all the age groups and saying they all can't. One rule don't apply for everyone on a timescale point of view, because they're all hoping to play some form of friendly game in May, and it's different dates for all of them. Beginning of May, end of May. So therefore, if you look at how their own age group pathway will look, will be completely different to another. So,
in terms of timings, probably yeah, but processes and protocols and everything should be consistency across those. And as part of that, is there any plans, or is it just not possible to introduce flow testing for the players? Or?
No, it's just not possible for us. I mean, we have been recommended it as well by other groups to see whether we want to do it. But for us, we're just going to go back to where we were before with regards to monitoring and taking action when there is anything that does happen. And we obviously have record of which groups individual players are in. So if something did happen, we can look at the exposure points and how long they've played, and therefore advise further going ahead. But inevitably, it's going to be a challenge as always. It was a challenge before, and it will be a challenge going forward. And people ask me, "Oh, have you got a document?" That's just common sense, really. So it's just social distancing. Just use your common sense, and you see it. I went past the rugby club actually when we were back training before Christmas, and another rugby club, and you just see parents congregating together next to a pitch. Now you look at it side on, it looks like 40 people are standing in a 1 meter circle, but it's not. When you get closer, they actually are a bit distanced. Just the perception you have. But it's everyone needs to have a bit more of a common sense approach when they do turn up to the rugby club, and wear their masks if they're in the area when we do have facilities to use, because that's obviously another point. The facilities are not fully functional at the moment due to the building works completing towards the end of April. So, but good timing, I suppose. We're not allowed to go into the facilities anyway, so apart from using the toilets, restrooms, or the medical room, so that's fine for us.
Gotcha. The Six Nations.
Yes. Oh, great.
I assume you've been enjoying it. There's been some great matches. Obviously, there's some big ones coming up for this weekend. Particularly looking forward to Ireland v England. That should be a good crack.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the Irish team is playing some great rugby at the moment. I think it'll be a great game. I thought England played a lot better rugby last weekend. I think their form is getting back to it needs to be. Obviously, they've lost, and people normally look at the win-lose ratio, and they judge people on that. But once you start understanding rugby, you look at how they're actually performing and look at their attitude off the ball and on the ball. So I thought it was quite a much improved performance by the England team. And obviously now they're going to play Ireland, whose tails are up at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see how they get on the weekend.
Yeah, the last England game seemed to flow a lot more. There was a lot less fouls and penalties and everything going on. The game sort of seemed to flow a bit more. But do you think Wales will do it? Do you think they'll win?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, England beating the French. I mean, we know the French team is a really good side, and I think England did really well to beat them on the weekend. So the French team is going to go back home, and they'll be hurting because they know what potential they've got as a team and what they can achieve. So the Welsh team will go over there and try and drag them into a bit of a dogfight, in my opinion. Just the way that Wales are playing, and they're quite successful in those dogfights. So I think I saw an interesting stat that I think if Wales win on the weekend and Owen Jones has got more Grand Slam titles than England and Scotland combined, or something ridiculous. So it's a phenomenal performance from him in his career, what he's achieved. So I bet the boys are going to put everything in from a Welsh perspective. And I think the Welsh can actually do it. So why not?
Yeah, it's been good to be able to watch rugby, although obviously frustrating that we haven't been able to come down to the big field and watch it there, or and the guys not being able to play. But at least it's been nice to see it on TV. And yes. You mentioned off air that the World Cup tickets have just been announced, which is great. Something else to look forward to. I'm pretty sure by 2023 that will go ahead. I don't think there's any danger of that not going ahead. I think in terms of what restrictions might be in place, I don't know. I mean, are you really going to see 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 people all in a stadium? That I think would be the only doubt as to whether that thing, how that thing goes ahead. It might be like every other seat, so it could be half numbers or something like that. Because I guess there's just the unknown of, we just don't know what the different variants are going to bring, and how effective the vaccine is going to be against all these new variants. I mean, I think if the numbers are low enough, but they're saying like everyone, it's like the common cold, the common flu, where we all get it, but we get most people get mild symptoms and there's no real death numbers from it, then possibly the full numbers will be there, because I don't think there's any argument for not. But yeah, I think that would be the only thing that I think that might change the way that thing goes ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's probably that you're probably be more confident about the Rugby World Cup in 2023 going ahead as normal than anything else at the moment that's planned, like the Lions tour this year. So you would think that will go ahead as normal. And obviously, I mean, the French team's got a young team and they're building up a good squad. And you've got England there as a finalist, and obviously South Africa there as champions. So it would be interesting. It's a very good World Cup to go and watch, in my opinion. And being so close to all the games being played in France, I definitely would. The tickets went on sale this week, and I think tomorrow, which is Thursday the 18th, so yesterday by the time we listen to it, there's some more family tickets that's gone available, so the family group tickets or tickets where you can sort of follow your team around, and there's all sorts of options on the website. So it looks well thought out, and the release date seems to tie in quite nicely with getting some good tickets. So yeah, quite exciting.
Excellent. Just coming back to Dorking then. Looking ahead to next season, and it seems strange saying that when we haven't even had this season, but looking ahead and plans, obviously things are going to change. They're a little bit fluid, but right now, but what's going through your mind about next season in terms of changes on and off the pitch?
Yeah, I think if you look at off the pitch first and foremost, we've got a really good playing squad at the moment on the senior side of it, and the guys have really developed massively over the last 3-4 years, a young group of players. So really pleased with that's going, and we are looking to use the new medical facility to its full capacity when we get to June and July, and hopefully breed a different culture as a club. I think that's quite important. Some good planning has gone into the cost development program to also sweat that asset a bit more. So those bits are quite good. If you go a bit further off the pitch on the sponsorship side, let me say first, our sponsors have been fantastic. Down Sisters just this week has confirmed they're going to be a Centenary sponsor for another year just because of what's happened in the season. So it's crazy that you get a Centenary sponsor backing you for 2 years when it's only supposed to be just 1 year. So massive credit where it's due, and Andy's also and the commercial team has managed to get us some 3 more sponsors. I mean, one of which they are Beavis Morgan, an accountant, Dory Bonner, a storage company, and Reason Global Insurance. They've all decided to join us in the last 2-3 weeks. So they are all part of our journey now going into next season, which is just phenomenal as a club, and to be in a position we're in at the moment, to get these people who wants to buy in to what we're doing. And on top of that, I guess as a club away from the club, there's been a few additions on people in various committees who's now giving us some fresh ideas, fresh drive, fresh angles to look at, and that's definitely helping the club develop off the field massively. So yeah, it's. I think we're all in a very good position off the field. On the field, yes, we want to raise our standards of what we've achieved previously, and we've had a progression year on year, believe it or not, over the last 2 years, always getting a better league position. Both first team and second team, for us, it's quite important. But also, I guess the social element has also been improving, which is also quite a good aspect of it. So I guess that comes down to the club captains we've got, and we've been on the show as well. And as another one, James Catton, the club captain, who wasn't on the show that day, they do a hell of a lot of work away from the field, and organising, buying, and just making sure they contribute where they can to ensure everyone has a great time. And I think long may that continue. It's typical rugby club, and that is part and parcel of our planning for next season. It's not only on the pitch, but it's what are we doing when we're having barbecues and pies and stuff. That's just
yeah, I mean, and I know you echo this, but sincere thanks to those current sponsors and to the new ones. Welcome on board. Very much looking forward to having you involved with the club, and yeah, we'll give you as much exposure as we can on things like this, and look forward to sharing beers with you. Thinking about the knock-on effect of this last year in relation to bringing in, I'm going to say, I don't really want to say new talent, I'm on about but new members, new playing members. Do you have any worries about that? Because obviously we haven't been able to go into schools and whatever and carry on the program there, and raising the awareness and education and getting people in. Are you confident that that's not going to have a knock-on effect in a year or two's time, where we haven't got that new influx coming in because we haven't been able to do those activities?
Yeah, I mean there's various elements to that question. I think the first bit is us engaging with our current age groups and see whether we can get them to be senior players in the future and continue that journey into the club as a senior player. I definitely feel we've, even though in the last year we haven't had any league rugby as such, or the last season hasn't really happened, we have actually trained, we played ready for rugby, and the Colts section, the 18s, under 18s of the Colts is actually quite a strong age group. And they've engaged quite nicely with the seniors, and that's thanks to Dom Brooks, Dom Smales, and Simon Arnett, and all the hard work they've done with that age group. And now suddenly these boys are now being slowly integrated with the seniors. So hopefully that's going to help us in the future. Second part of the question is, as a club, I think we've got a lot of things right. And a lot of rugby players out there wants to play somewhere where they can enjoy the game and enjoy the social aspect. When you go into certain club environments, there might be some additional pressures based on the club's goals, or where they want to go, or what their own agendas are individually. And I think as a club, we strike the fine balance with where we want to go with the club, but don't forget what's important to us as a club. And that is quite acceptable by most players when they do turn up, and they can relate to that, and they want to be a part of that because they feel that they enjoy the social and the playing side of it. So I would see us hopefully still attracting a few players at some point. And just this week, we've had a couple of players contact us who's moved into the area and wants to join in with training. So I think for us, that's important. And then you look at the integration. How will you integrate these players? Because you can't really do the social aspect too much. Haven't done, and you can't do going forward. And we had a Zoom call with all the players last night, and we gave them the pathway. Ask them the question, when do you guys want to have barbecues at the end of each 3 weeks, and we have a burger and a beer? And they also, let's do it. So I think you've got to look for these opportunities to try and keep them engaged. But inevitably, I think there's going to be a negative impact, and we won't necessarily know exactly the extent of it. With regards to players dropping away potentially, or parents losing the drive to take little Johnny down to train on Sunday, and therefore we won't see that in a couple of years' time coming through the 21s and the seniors. But hand on heart, I think the team we've got us that have done all they can do to engage the players as much as possible, and the parents, and hopefully we can continue doing what we're doing, what we have done so well when we get back to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And with there just being such big numbers of people training, in the hundreds and hundreds, it's not like you've got 50 where the spread of the knowledge and the word about the place is reduced. You've got hundreds and hundreds of kids and seniors all playing, all within the community, talking about it, sharing their experiences. And I can feel that passion within each of them, that they would encourage others to come and get involved and give it a go and try, but in a non-pressured way. It's like, come along, have some fun, it's exercise, and it's a great atmosphere, and there's so many positives to it, other than, hey, come along and play this rough game, but and it's all serious, and we're gonna win and all this kind of stuff. That doesn't seem to be the driving force behind all the support for the place. It's about that whole community feel and the way people feel while they're at the club, and the experience they have.
Oh no, indeed. We've got we actually updated our GMS this week. We've got 137 coaches and age group managers in the club, and we're monitoring obviously all the courses they're doing, and they all got to be clued up when we get back to the 4th of April and ensure they know what to do. I mean, all the way from the top to the bottom. From an age group point of view, they need to know, what's the expectation on them to go and deliver. But all the parents are very similar. I pick up my son from a play date and start talking to their mom and dad, and the next Sunday that little kid's down for the first time at the club in his football kit and giving rugby a go. I think everyone's similar to that. We try and encourage people to come down and join the rugby club family, and if they like it, fantastic, they stay, and if they don't, so be it. It's not going to change my opinion of them. Rugby's not for everyone. It's probably the toughest sport to get into. You either like it or you don't. Football is probably more the sport of choice because it's easy to get into, and it's not that many opportunities to get hurt. And so, a unique sport in that way.
Oh, absolutely. Well, a sport that we're both familiar with, that we are itching to get back to, is golf, obviously.
Yes.
At the end of this month, I mean, I built a driving range net in our back garden, proper 3 meter by 3 meter thing with proper professional mat and turf, astroturf in it and everything. So I've been able to have FaceTime lessons with the coach, which has been great. But certainly sort of late December, January, February, like I just didn't want to go outside because it was freezing cold, raining, snowing, and so I went out there for the first time 2 weeks ago, and I'm kind of holding the club, and there was just this surreal moment of, can I actually remember what to do here? And like, it was really weird.
Oh, no, that's so true. I mean, I remember the first time playing with you, and the fact that you were seeing exactly which way the grass was growing under the ball before taking your shot, that amount of detail you had, it was just so different. So I doubt that you would lose the knack to play to the handicap you play to. But I'll tell you what, it'd be great to get back to golf. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the golf day of the club. I think that's too long.
Yeah, you say the 7th of July. Is that still planned at Walton Heath? Because I know obviously they'd held it for us, but is that confirmed?
Yeah, I believe that date is confirmed, yes. So Helen is sort of finalising the bookings for it. I think there is pretty much full house for the day. So I know your name's on the list as well, Lee. So I think it'd be a great day for us to go out and play a bit of golf. And what a great golf course to go and play at, So
and I've a very, very close bond with that place. For those that don't know, Armand mentioned that I'm a stickler for the detail and finite things within golf, but I did a period of caddying professionally for a South African pro golfer, and he came over to the UK to do US Open qualifying at Walton Heath, and we qualified in 2017. So just the emotions I had walking off that 18th green after that second round, where we came off the golf course leading, I think it was about 11 under, knowing basically that was it, we were going to the US Open in 3 weeks, was just phenomenal. So that place will always forever be in my heart, as being a wonderful golf course.
So nothing less than a podium finish for you then on the day.
Well, I just want to put it out there, but we won last time.
Oh, fair enough, good.
So you've got to bring your A game.
Oh, definitely. No, I think that'd be great. And there's obviously different demographic of our club who loves that side of the world and the sporting side of it. So I think when we get down to Walton Heath, I think it'd be great to see a few club members and familiar faces that's normally down the club supporting us. Looking forward to it massively. It'd be a great day.
Awesome. Anything else you want to cover off before we sign off on this final episode of this season?
No, nothing really, apart from my thanks to you, Lee. And I know we've said it before, it's been great to have you on, and you actually doing all the technology bits afterwards. I'm just the guy who put a headset on and talk, and then you do the rest. Thanks from your point of view for what you're doing for us, getting this message out. And it's not always that easy to communicate with your members, and I think this has been a great platform and a great recommendation by you to do. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed chatting with you, as I always do. And yeah, as Arnie used to say, I'll be back. We'll be back in the summer. Maybe new format, new people coming on. It'd be great to get some debates going, and praying we'll have rugby to talk about. Where we're actually doing friendlies and really sort of getting into the meat and bones of preparation and planning, ready for coming back next season.
No, 100%. And I know about some plans happening that's definitely hopefully going to deliver. And there's a lot of talking points for us when we do get back. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Fantastic. I'm very much looking forward to having a beer with you, Armand, when we can get back there. And everybody else that's been watching and listening, come check me out at the bar. That's probably where I'll be stood. I'll buy you a beer, and it's been great chatting with you over these episodes, Armand. Thanks everyone. Appreciate it. Stay safe, and we look forward to chatting again in season 2.